under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Well, we'll take a minute, look at the minutes. Okay. Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Deanna makes a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Melanie seconds them. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's move on. Ms. Chadwell. You first.
Oh, you're making it first.
That's what it says.
I had emailed all of you and I'd asked for a special session or an executive session where we discuss some employee happenings that's going on in our office. I don't feel like I want to share this with the public for the moment. But there are some changes that are going on. And I had shared those with the salary committee back in the last year, and they still recommended that we go down to 4 deputies. And it's a hardship on my office because of the extra duties that are just being added with grants and abatements, too. We lost a person with a lot of experience running, and if we just haven't caught up with that, so I'd like to ask for an executive session to discuss that.
Okay, everyone hear that? Tina wants to have an executive session. Time and day?
That I don't know your schedules. I was hoping the first part of next week, but
It's advertised, or you have
Yeah,
I'll have to advertise.
48 hours. Got it.
I'm pretty much a bum too, so I can.
This week will be fine for me. Ernie, when you get back.
Somebody said, get back this Sunday. So
Monday or Tuesday.
you're going to meet on 24th morning, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning on the 24th. That's Tuesday. All right, Ernie?
Yeah.
Everybody else okay with that? Okay.
thank you.
So. Make sure you email and remind us. Okay. Ms. Winning.
Okay, for the month of December, of course, Danielle was in here the last time. In the month of December, we earned $88,408.23 on our investments. And then for the total year, it was $391,768.03. Deputy Treasurer Danielle brought up about the special purpose tax that we had invested in the 18-month for 4.85, but speaking to wealth management, they had recommended laddering it, which is kind of more of the proper way to doing it. So that way you can maximize if the rates go up, you can, fill in one for the 18-month and whatnot. And actually we've started one, I think it's 18-month and it goes to 2, 3, 4. I think the max for the investment policy is up to 5, but we went to 4.5. But the 4.5 one, which is in there longer, we got a rate of 5.02. So I was happy about that. So just wanted to let everyone know on the council that it's laddered, you know. I love just keeping it right there at 4.8, but if the rates would go up and the 18-month would come due to maturity, you can reinvest in it. But we figured we better get it locked in, and so we put in increments of 250,000 at various locations, so that way we can really maximize our county dollars. So that's all I had.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, I didn't see any additionals.
There's two laying there.
I'll screw them in here.
I'll just stay put.
Okay,
They're both QCAS.
Hey Diane,
Yes,
can you come to the ARPA meeting tomorrow?
yes, I was asked. Yes.
it's for $6,000 to go back into coon cap
Yeah, that's from the sale of the shared vehicle, that's what we got back.
vehicles.
Yep, so it's going back into QCAP.
So it goes back into coon cap.
Mhm.
Okay. Everybody understand that? For sale of vehicle, 6,000 going back into coon cap. Okay, entertain motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll take it.
Kenny, make the motion. Ernie second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Got one here for $42,450 for,
That's the furniture line, so when you guys went through and did the whole budget process last summer, we took everything out of everybody's budgets and we're gonna put it into QCAP.
coon cap. for
Well, it
furniture.
never got added into QCAP, so that is the total from everybody from county general, I believe it is, only county general. So we added it all together to put it in the budget, so that way when those things come up later this year, there's a line that's ready.
Okay, everybody
It was just
understand that?
a,
That was for the office.
Office, yeah, it's
We put all
hardware,
the-
software, and furniture.
Okay.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
I so move.
Bill makes a motion.
I'll second.
Deanna seconds. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wrong down the jam. Okay. Transfers. Let's do those real quick. Everybody got a copy of those? Everybody see all the transfers? Run behind on your pay, Brad. Group insurance to director.
That's to buy out the comp hours and stuff since you made the salary. To buy out the comp hours and the hours I had.
Okay,
There'll be another one hitting January. We split it. But I used up what budget we had.
now you're exempt this year, correct?
and that money is set to be encumbered as well.
Pardon?
It's to be encumbered as well, so
Okay.
that way it didn't take a hit on one budget or the other, we're leaving it all.
Okay. Everybody understand that? Krista, I see you got part-time on here.
Yes.
We took away your part-time from the budget. We had to do some cuts, and that was part of our cuts.
So I can't have part-time at all, even if I have money somewhere else.
That's as long as you don't have to come back for addition.
Yeah, I did not.
As long as there's no additionals, I have no,
No additional.
no, the end of the year, I don't want to see it. We really don't want to see
I
an addition.
understand that.
Everybody understand that? Good. Anybody got any more questions on the transfers? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Kenny makes motion. Ernie seconds it. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, body cameras, grants.
Good morning. I emailed this out yesterday. I want to make sure you got them, so here are paper copies as well. Some issues. As required by law, you're supposed to see the commissary account December 31st. Just to cover my basis, here's the commissary account as of January 1st. And this year it's at top page. We started out January 1st with 19,428. As we stand today, it's 19,993. The second page of that shows the monthly receipts and disbursements out of commissary from last year. Again, just information for you unless you have any questions.
No, I heard that in the commissioners meeting, so I'm good.
I'm sorry.
I heard it in the commissioners meeting, so I'm good. It's, I see your intake was less than your
Yeah,
disbursements, but
right.
must have a pretty good carryover from
Must
the
have.
year before.
Yes. Yeah, because it was obviously covered, so. Okay, so just the information there for you, we have been chasing body cameras. As I said, during the campaign last year, it's extremely important to me. So in the commissioners meeting, they did approve the purchase of body cameras from Axon for $119,000, payable over 5 years. The first payment would be $43,000, and the remaining 4 payments would be $19,000 per year. They anticipate, once we sign the purchase order, it'd be here in March. We pursued these back in December, the quotes. We were told they were only good to December 31st, but because of the change of administration, they held us over till January 31st of this year. And they advised us they didn't know what the increase was going to be this year, but it's going to be somewhere 15 to 20%. So that's why I wanted to get this out here in front of you as quickly as we could. So regardless, the commissioners approved it. Now it's just a funding issue for you.
They, is that interest free or is it?
It is, yes.
How soon you know the grant?
I don't know, sir.
So I mean, if it's 11,000, we'll be looking at 33 then,
No, 11,000 is what we would receive.
right, and then does that get deducted off the first payment of 43 or
It's a reimbursement, so.
reimbursement?
Yeah.
Yes, the grant's a reimbursement.
Okay, so you have to spend it, then you get it back.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And we have applied for 2 more grants. We're in the process of applying for 2 more grants. But again, we started that process.
And this is really not due to March,
Correct.
correct?
That first payment of 43,000 will be due when they deliver. And they're anticipating
March
of this year.
what's, no time, just no date or anything?
No, they just said March.
I'll make a
So
suggestion to
if
the
you already
commissioners.
purchased them, and the grant monies come later, will they still honor that reimbursement?
Yes.
You can just.
My understanding is.
This is a state, grant.
The first one is through Homeland Security, the first grant that we've already applied to. We're looking at a federal grant and a local grant.
I just know in the past, sometimes they change their minds on these things. They tell you they're gonna give you 11,000, you end up being
Again, it's not assured, but from what we hear, we feel confident with that.
So the numbers that we're seeing here are just for the equipment themselves
No, that's for the equipment storage, that's the whole package.
and data and all of that?
Correct. And again, the nice thing about this is if there's an upgrade to the system in 2.5 years, we'll get that upgrade for free. Excuse me, if there's another upgrade in 5 years, we'll get that upgrade again for free. Whether that's hardware or whatever the package is.
Is there an annual charge? You know, the payment, is there an annual fee for their services or?
That's included in that.
It's included in the price, okay.
That's
So
the price
everything
right
is
there.
next 5 years. is
Correct.
included in
That's
it.
right.
Okay.
And the life expectancy on these things is pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, they should be.
we're not looking in 3 years, they're gonna be outdated.
No,
They're gonna be
no.
about-
Again, with the
You know,
updates
I'm
of
not
the
just-
program, we should be good for 5 at a minimum.
Well, just know how technology is. You buy
Sure.
a phone and they're bringing a better one in the back door.
Right.
You know,
Again,
you know what I
they
mean?
assured us any upgrades we would do.
And these will be on like when you're in the car anyway, right?
If the red and blue lights turn on, your camera
Your
kicks
turn
on, you can do it manually. Yeah.
How did you pick this company?
Well, it's really the only company that stepped up. We reached out to one other company, WatchGuard, which is what the city police has. Excuse me. And we didn't get a response from them. I hate to keep referring to the state police, but regardless, this is the outfit that just outfitted the entire state police. So I'm sure they've vetted Indiana State Police for it. And it's a good system because it's very compatible with our Spillman system. It's compatible with the prosecutor's office. It's a good system.
So with like everything else that you guys have and that the county has, we try to emphasize putting together a maintenance in your budget every year. So at the end of 5 years, when the contract's done and we gotta replace them all or replace half of them, is
Right.
instead of coming and saying, I need this big old chunk of money, are we putting money back? Are we budgeting money every year for that replacement?
We're 2 weeks into this.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's something we would look
I
at.
would,
No, absolutely.
want to see that
Right.
because we've had that happen, I don't know how many times that we've not put together any kind of maintenance package, even though you're not gonna need it.
Tuck it away.
It needs to be on your budget item every year, we're putting this money back, so when that time comes, we don't have to come and ask for $150,000.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Understand it, okay.
These will last longer time.
I hope, that, yeah, I
Hopefully,
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
they're not-
mean, we don't really know, but I'd say that,
yeah.
I wanna wait till they come due to
Right.
buy new ones.
Again, what little interaction I have with state police as far as their body cams, I hear nothing bad.
And these are body cams. Do we have anything with dash cams? How's?
There was a quote in there, again, the body cams are 119,000. There were 2 different quotes in there for dash cams. One was for 170,000, that included license plate readers. The other one was 123,000, which is not including license plate readers. And the commissioners just chose at this time to go with the body cams. We were told that if we did purchase the dash cams, they're 10 months out at the earliest. So it'd probably be November, December, even if we were today, before we receive them. And that very well may be something I want to approach in the next couple of years.
Will we get a financial report for the next meeting? You will have one.
Yeah, we just haven't rolled in the new budget yet, so all the numbers basically look red, so.
I didn't, we've got till March. I really would like to research where we can find the money. Does that make sense?
But it
With,
sounds like we need to make a decision by the 31st in order to take advantage of this.
Correct. Yeah, these prices will go up as of the
The
very first.
commissioners already did.
Commissioners approved the
Yeah,
purchase.
They've already approved the purchase. We just haven't.
And I was suggesting public safety, but that's just my suggestion.
I looked it up and we would really burn it up as for next year with courthouse security and their insurance and everything else. I love it because almost 760,000 we used out of public safety and it brings in about 800. So it's
Says here, delivery date 3/1/23. Got the delivery estimate date 3/1.
Right.
That's the reason I say they approved it. I just wondered if we after we got a financial report and seen where things was, whether or not we can approve it next month. Is that or the payment, find the payment? You understand what I mean?
Do we have to make a payment to lock in the contract, or how's that gonna work?
When they're delivered.
Oh, when they're delivered.
When they're
So you can Go
delivered.
ahead and tell them we want them. Then-
Correct.
Okay.
That was just my suggestion. I just want to see a financial report, see where it could come out of. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
First
I
thing I'll be doing.
I don't have one right
So
now.
we do have, as far as deciding where the money's gonna come from, till March.
Yeah, we
But
can,
gotta,
next month, we can make a
we gotta make
decision.
a commitment, we're gonna pay them.
Right.
Get them, just.
I think the commissioner's already done that for us.
Yeah, okay. We got a checkbook.
Same sitting back there shaking his head, but I made a suggestion that he accused me of conniving over him.
So it also sounds like Dash might be a 2024 discussion since it's so far out. Is this something that they would put into payments like they do the body cam?
Yes, they did, and they failed, I discussed it on the phone with them, they failed to put that payment schedule in there. And yes, it would be 5 payments as well.
But they may go up.
And they may go up.
They may go up to
January
24.
31st, yes.
I mean, this is just tied in right now.
Correct.
Would you say they're looking at 10% maybe,
They were telling us 15 to 20%.
15, 20%?
They didn't know for sure if that's what they were looking at.
What do you guys think?
Coordinating, we need to do it.
Yeah, we're good.
For sure. So I'll make a motion that we approve it. Figure out where the money's gonna come from, I guess.
I'll second it.
Okay,
There is.
Kenny made a motion to
Look at it.
approve.
Ashley.
Ashley seconded. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go, sir. Anything else?
Okay, so in your packet here, it's just information, we discussed it with commissioners. Our vehicle fleet is not very good shape. We got several high mileage cars that are costing us maintenance. We just put $5,000 into a transmission, and put $500 into a radiator, and put $600 into a light bulb, headlight bulb, because they can take the whole front assembly off to get it out. So maintenance costs on the high mileage cars are starting to eat at us. So, past administration purchased 2 Dodge Chargers out of commissary in December. They paid for one out of commissary in December, we paid for one in January. They also ordered, because the window closed for ordering new cars, they ordered 2 Dodge Durangos for this year. Commissioners agreed to pay for that out of Union Cap. And I asked for additional 2 cars, they granted 1 car. And the reason being is, we're gonna work towards the rotation on cars. I'd like to see us purchase 4 cars a year, keep them for 4 years, rotate them out about 100,000 miles, or we can get some money back out of them before the maintenance costs start eating us up. We recently sent, past administration recently sent a Tahoe to the auction. We got 19,000 for it. They had 120,000 miles on it. We have another Tahoe up there right now, 130,000 miles, getting ready to go to the auction. So we're getting some decent money in return for those cars. Versus the Chargers, we're getting 1,500, 2,500 back on that. We're not really getting much back on that. The other piece of that is Chargers no longer exist after this year. Everybody's going to Dodge and Durangos. It's the only thing that we produce. And the Ford Explorers and the Chevy Tahoe. So again, that's just information for you. Come budget time, I'm going to be talking about, at current prices, we're talking $216,000 a year for cars. So we're going to be talking about sticking that in the budget. So again, every 4 years, we can rotate cars and keep them hopefully maintenance free, low mileage, and keep them safe for our deputies as well. Any questions about that? Again, it's just information at this point. Okay, the last thing I have then, I'm going to introduce Eric Blodgett, Chief Deputy, and also Mike Eggleston, Jail Commander. And I've said this numerous times, I'm not talking bad about him. Mike's got over 25 years law enforcement experience. He's not a real smart guy. He was the bomb guy for ATF. That's all I'm saying. Actually, he brings a lot of leadership into the jail. I'm really excited about what both these guys are doing. Again, I'm just excited on the path ahead, so. That being said, I'm going to ask for an addition. And Sheriff Grant brought in Chief Deputy Bob Ray. Bob left after about a year and a half. That position was not refilled. I'm going to ask for an additional to pay for Greg lodging. Base pay plus $10,000 running pay. So $63,000 in salary. I'm going to ask that additional if you would so agree to it.
Would you say that salary was?
53 base plus 10 rank pay, so 63.
That's not something we budgeted for, right?
That's correct.
No, we didn't. I don't see paperwork. We have to have
It hasn't been
paperwork.
submitted yet.
Pardon?
It has not been submitted yet.
Okay.
So there's-
Yeah, this is strictly advertising wise, I'm legal also. Just information at this point, that's what I'm requesting. Any questions for me? Thank you, Rick.
See if you can find some of that in your budget.
We're gonna go through the budget.
Pardon?
We're gonna go through the budget.
Okay. A little bit of it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? I don't, anything else? I have anything? Fine, you
Yeah.
got your,
Yeah, a couple of things actually.
yeah, I've forgotten Impro.
Nipro, yes. It's always a pleasure to stand up here and talk about the expansion of an existing business. Been with us 35 years, is that about right? I think it's probably your 35th year. Nipro Glass, just outside of Westport, is embarking on a project to essentially double its footprint on its site. Project will bring in an extra estimated 68 jobs to that site and over double its production as it's planned. We have both Shane Miller here and Mike Runbaum from Construction in charge of the development. Shane from Nipro. So if you have any specific questions on bio production or anything like that, or the project, Shane will be welcome to answer any of your questions. I did send out, I had some updates to the existing one that was previously sent out, and I did want to add, particularly in the personal property. And the real property estimates have stayed the same. Personal property has jumped considerably. Part of that was due to negotiations or advisement of the state in their incentives. But I was sent out an email to everybody yesterday talking about more of the personal property. It could be, yeah, I think I emailed it out to everybody, so if you got it yesterday, then that should be the same. You can email. In this development, in order to be able to supply the needed water for particularly the fire suppression system on the new expansion, Westport Water is not able to supply it with their existing infrastructure. So we've been able to negotiate with Decatur County Rural Water to have a line pulled from where they end, just past the South Decatur line, down to the site to serve not only that site, but from an economic development side, we're getting substantial water infrastructure to that area that could be for future developments or what have you. As everybody knows, and I think I explained it to Dan too, prices for such things have gone up substantially. And with this being both kind of a private benefit, but also a public benefit for future development in that area, and in partnership with Rural Water and Westport Water. I had sent out an email asking for a partnership on this water extension. I know the tradition is 5 years for personal property, 5 years for real property, normally here in the county for maintenance. But I was going to approach the council for an extra 2 years on the real property, which would add an extra $200,000 savings over the period of that abatement, which the county could say that this would be our contribution towards the infrastructure that goes into help not only benefit Decatur, but also any future development. So that would be a 7-year real property.
How many additional employees?
68. And Shane, if you want to talk a little bit about that, I mean, that's over a period of time. So they want to add, is it 12 more lines, doubling the lines?
Right. Yeah, so initially it'll be year one is an additional 2 lines. So the ramp up from that point on will be as fast as we can make our own machines. So essentially every year we'll be adding 2 to 3, maybe 4 lines until we get to full capacity. So that could look like as little as 5 years or as many as 8 to 10. Of course, customer demand, it's all greatly dependent on that as well. But today's market is we were way behind, so faster we can get, the better. So with each 2 lines, in today's terms, it equates to approximately 12 additional people. Now that's not including the salary staff that will go into it, but yeah, the number we shot was the 60 to 80 mark overall once it's completed from today's manning schedule. So yeah, the ramp up will be dependent on all that and higher as needed, essentially.
I know our tradition is a 5-year, but boy, water down that area they need, don't they, Mark? Real bad. I think.
How many years have you been in production down there?
I believe we're in 36.
36.
I think this.
I thought you guys came to 88.
Yeah,
Well, this kind of falls in what we were talking about in the past, where we help existing companies here within the county. And
I have no
I
problem,
like that.
I have no problem with 7 years myself. If it gets water down that area, because they really, I know they're hurting for water down there. And it may open up some more industry.
And a lot of it is because of the fire suppression requirements as far as pressure and that the existing line that Westport Water has there is not able to service that. So that's going to help.
Is Westport Water kind of getting involved?
Yes,
in
it's
this
actually going to be through an agreement between Westport and Rural Water, similar to how they service the elementary school out there. Same sort of agreement with both of them, so it's a nice cooperation on that end too.
Does Westport have any kind of financial investment, you know?
Maintenance from here on out, yes.
The second question would be, as far as impact on the community down there, I mean, obviously hiring more people, what do you guys do in the community, Westport per se, as far as, are you involved with anything going on down there, or do you support the projects they have, or?
Certainly, all the above, actually. We have someone who, our HR member actually works with the county, sits on as a secretary of something. I don't want to quote what it is, I don't remember, but also we host events, we fund some events, all these things. So yeah, Westport is a big part. I think that's kind of a known thing, which I think is why Westport Water is willing to do some of these things. Is we are involved, we stay involved for 30+ years now.
I know they're trying to get that community down there turned around, and there's several organizations that are working at that. I don't know if you guys supported that. Or...
Yeah, they just recently got the new building and kind of rework it and whatnot. Again, that's a member of our team is a part of that. So, yeah.
So you doubling the size of your building down there?
Just over double, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any property for expansion for like another industry to come in down there? Has that been zoned or?
Yeah, there is, has not been zoned yet, and I hate to speculate at this point, but that area, yes.
So, but there would be.
Yes.
A possibility that more could come in.
Correct. I mean, especially anywhere in that area, in that portion of Decatur County, that would probably be the most ideal area
would they then be required to share part of the water expense?
As far as the extension of the line, should they come in, I mean, they'll obviously pay for the water and such.
But I mean, parts of the whole project, I mean, sometimes when a new industry comes in and they tap into what line's already there, they have to go back and help pay for the original.
That billing would be up to probably Westport Water and their agreement with, Decatur County, and I'm sure they'll probably try to recoup some in that respect too.
So is rural water gonna own the line?
No, that would be,
Westport.
Westport.
From where-
I think that's the agreement, and I haven't seen the actual agreement, that they put together, with, the South Decatur extension, but as I understand it, my talks with Lorraine said, that easement, that line will be owned by Westport Water to serve, from where it ends, there, the road I should. But
Only goes to elementary school?
Yeah, that's where the whole,
So from there on, rural water still owns that part, and Westport will have there
there to Nipro.
okay,
That's my understanding.
okay.
Another thing I just want to point out is that and I put this in the email, is just to highlight what Nipro adds to our community as a whole as far as diversification of industry. It is a separate industry that we have no other, sectors in, like, typical the automotive industry. If the automotive industry goes down, we've severely impacted. This helps us diversify our local economy. And again, they've been successful for this long. And the business feels that the investment in Westport is well deserved by what they produce there. And I'm excited to have them.
Currently, how many employees do you have?
Well, we up and down like everybody else, but right around 100 currently.
One shift, two shifts? What?
So 2 shifts, 12 hours. 7 days a week.
And I won't speak for Shane, but I think if any of you would like to come down and take a tour, I love going through there because it is a fascinating, actually, plant. We're going to help work with local schools there. My cohort Jess, workforce development, planning to try to organize some more school tours of places such as that. And Nipro's been a wonderful partner in that. So it is a really, really cool place to work.
Any other questions? Concerns?
I'm gonna abstain from this vote. Shane is my brother-in-law.
Okay, no problem. Anything?
So we making a motion to give the 7-year abatement, is that what we're doing?
That's my recommendation. I mean, that's just to help them out. That's, I don't see a problem with it. They need water bad down that area.
And that's 7 years for the real and 5 for the property.
Yeah.
7 for the original, 5 for the property.
Personal property.
And that's to help with the water.
Help with the water. The 7 years would be, you said, saves a couple $100,000,
Roughly 200,000.
roughly a couple $100,000.
Now, these are all estimates too.
Does that help you guys any down there have a big water line coming down that road?
We have enough water, but COVID does not.
Okay, so they would benefit from it.
I think, we don't use a lot of water, but COVID does. And I know they've screamed for years.
They get their water from Westport now?
Yeah.
Okay. Have we talked to them about any part of this?
Go, I haven't approached Go, but I definitely will. Go through.
I'll make a motion, we allow the 7-year abatement, as long as there's employees
On the real property,
on the real
or
property.
5 year on.
5 on
on the water.
I'll second that.
Bill makes a motion for 7-year abatement on the real property, 5-year abatement on the personal property. Ernie seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you very much. And then I have one other thing, the ordinance for the formation of the redevelopment authority. Sorry to keep everybody here, but I did present that back, I believe, in November. There are, you should have gotten an updated one, I think, Janet sent out there. And again, just to go over what that is, it's a formal organization that will be used to not only acquire additional ready funds for, should the Ready 2.0 come out, but also serve as the fiscal body for our existing ready funds. To currently, the Community Foundation is serving as our fiscal body. This makes it a little bit more official, more clean, and also will qualify us for additional grants from the federal government through the Economic Development Association and such, should we want to take that on. So again, partners are Shelby County, the city of Shelbyville, Rush County, the city of Rushville, Decatur County, city of Greensburg, and once we establish it, then the town of Batesville can come on and join as well. So one thing that they did suggest that we change, and I got this yesterday from Barnes and Thornburg, and it's not a big deal at all, but in the fourth whereas, where it says pursuant to IC 36-7.6, it says ETSEC, which is ETSEQ. Nobody likes Latin, so apparently they said to strike the ETSEC, and I think it just means and preceding codes after that. Other than that, it should be standard, and this voting on this will establish the authority. Authority to be made up of 5 members, chosen by the respective executives of the partnership, and we will be following up with an agreement amongst them, an internal agreement as to how those are going to be selected. So this is the first step in a couple other steps on the way.
Will this board member just be us, Decatur County, or we have?
It'll be a Decatur County representative, and then we'll have actually, because we have 4 partners, there'll be one at-large position. But yes, we will have a representative to this board, and whereas
So it'll be a regional board, really?
Yes, it'll be focused on regional projects.
With no political appointees or
Yeah,
nothing?
there's
Actually,
nothing.
they're not allowed.
Yeah, no elected officials are allowed to serve on it, or staff of local governments. So you're gonna have even more input from the general public and some of the developments.
Does this have to pass through all the other?
Yes, you will be the first one, and if it doesn't pass, we don't expect this, but if it doesn't pass, it's.
Back up just a little bit. I'd truly like to tour their facility.
Sure. Yeah. I know that was a benefit for Delta when people came to Delta. I think that road, again, I'm not gonna speak for him, but I think he'd be very open.
We're planning several events for this year as well, but also the schools, of course. Aside from that, yeah, the big thing we're trying to do, which has really been the last year and a half, is get our name out there where people see us. You know, trying to advertise as much as possible, but the big thing is, yes, getting people in the building. So by all means, open door.
We need to vote on that thing.
I think we do, yeah. You wanna read it? I just kind of skimmed through it, and it's whereas of there.
I'd say the only negative thing about it is there is a potential for some tax.
They have to build, the Indiana Grove grants them the ability to tax needed. That is not on our radar at this time. It's mostly to manage the sort of grant funds that we have at the time. Equally, any sort of staff that might be hired or anything, we propose to at this time be covered by grant funds.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Kenny makes a motion to approve ordinance 2023-1. Need a second?
I'll second.
Ashley seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you very much.
All you got, Brian?
Yep.
Okay, we need to make one appointment. JRAC, Justice Reinvestment Advisory Council. Supposed to be the president of the council, but I'd
So
like to
moved.
give it to Bill. I would like to give it to Bill. You didn't hear me. Bill volunteered. It's either president of the council or an appointee, so the vice president can do it. Anybody got a problem with that? Need a motion to appoint Bill to JRAC.
So moved.
Second.
Kenny makes a motion, Ernie seconds. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Bill, you're on JRAC. Okay, anybody else got anything for anybody?
I need you to approve encumbrances.
Pardon?
Encumbrances, need you to approve those.
Oh. Know what this big page is?
Yeah.
Okay,
And those are claims that were dated for 2022. And the departments have that money left in their budget, and they want to carry that money over to 2023 to pay the 2022 employees. So basically, service for 22 that they don't want to use their 23 budget for. So it's just, this is adding into that line to make that possible. So the total.
so we're just keeping it in the account it was in.
Yeah.
Correct.
So 451,756.44 is the total carryover for all departments.
I got a question. Pool and building structures, 25,000. Pictometry International. Why is it pool and structure? 1,000. About the third page over. Pool building and structures, GIS. Pictometry
The
International.
pool building and structures is the name of the account. I pulled this straight out of our software, so.
Okay,
The pictometries, we have a 2-year contract with them.
yeah, I know we do, but I just wondered why it was pool and structure, pool building and structures. You what? Logistics.
Right with you.
No, I do too. Oh, he said he did.
What the picture I got said was 36602, so.
Pardon?
The encumbrance that was submitted to me says 36602 is the account, and that's what's on here, so. I don't know if maybe it's the wrong number, or. It's for pictometry.
I don't know why.
So we'll
Unless
make sure that
it's
that's.
pool building and structure. That should have been,
GIS.
should have been the GIS, shouldn't it?
No.
Should have been the GIS, shouldn't it?
That's what location it's out of, it's probably, it looks like it's got a wrong account number on it, so we'll fix that one.
No problem. Who are we saving the public safety for, and gas and oil? That being safe for sheriff's department or
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's all that was left in that line, so the bill was bigger than that, but I think that was all that was left to be encumbered, so whatever balance is in there can be encumbered. So that's what that is.
As long as the bill's paid. As long as the bill's paid.
Yeah.
It's left.
Yeah.
anybody else have any questions? Concerns? Special purpose have to be encumbered? I thought it just stayed in there.
And so those are bills that came in 2022, so it comes from the 2022 budget. So it has to be approved to be basically added to the 2023 budget to pay that bill.
Oh, okay. Got it. Anybody else have any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I so move.
Bill makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ernie seconds it. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mark left me this on Centerstone. He got another pie chart. They're really great. Like I told him, a piece of string and a pencil and 4 crayons will make you all that you want. We have never paid them yet, have we? Anything?
We have not for 22.
Have you got a bill for 23 on anything yet?
Well, there was an email that I think you almost got that said they're gonna start billing monthly, so
But there wasn't any bill came in yet this month.
I got
And we're not under contract with them either, right?
No,
They don't do contracts since it was mandated by statute.
it's statute, but I don't know. Nobody ever messes with them, do they? You don't use them, do you?
I don't know why when we ask, we can't get anybody
I
to show
don't
up
know
and give
either.
us anything, so.
Too many people change it.
Yeah, I thought we had for $220,000.
No, I'm serious.
and
We get
squeal
emails
on
that
it.
so-and-so glad
Different
it's a
name.
new contract.
I know
What was
that
the name of that company that sent the email out that was wanting to come talk to us?
Hickory. That's,
Are they-
We're already using that.
well, I think it's,
well, the sheriff's
it should come through the commissioners on who they,
probation.
We've asked them to
You
come.
can community correction.
you asked them to come in
Okay,
February, so.
okay.
So if they are licensed and up to date on Block Centerstone, and they come through, we can use them, correct?
Well, if we're only paying
Without
them,
a contract with our
if we're
Centerstone.
only paying them by the month, it's better for us, because that way we can be looking for somebody else, and we don't.
Oh, we haven't paid Centerstone in a year.
I thought they were assigned at the state level and you have to get the state involved to reassign.
Didn't sound like it was over here. I think you just have to have somebody on contract or paying somebody for the services. I don't know that it's,
There's no
I
contract.
don't think it's mandated by the state who you use.
Does the state have a region? See, this is what I've asked. Do they have a region that's, for this, like Centerstone has a region? I can't get any answers out of anybody.
Well, it doesn't really matter. If they're only charging us by the month for the services that we're required to have, then if we talk to Hickory Creek and decide we wanna go with them, we'll just, there's nothing we gotta do other than just say we're not having it anymore. We're gonna, as long as we have somebody that we are using that's certified by the state, the way I read the statute was that that's what the requirement was. They weren't, but even when Centerstone was here, they said, you know, we're not under contract, you don't have to use us, basically what he said. But they are, I mean, we're required to have somebody by the state of Indiana, but you know, I'm liking better that they're paying them by a month instead of paying them by, you know, half a year, whatever we were paying them. At least we got more control over it.
We were paying them semi-annually, so we was paying them.
Gives us the opportunity to look for
But that
something.
money goes, what I don't understand is where the money goes, because it goes to, where's it go, Janet? Bloomington
It's either Bloomington or, was it Muncie?
or Muncie? So how do you even know it comes
I
back?
mean, they acted like, you know, you guys, everybody was using them, but everybody we talked to says they're not, so.
I know that we're not the only county questioning this, and this is being taken up in the legislation this session. I know that Indiana County Councils Association talked to the governor. We were there right before Christmas and talked to the governor about it and the issues that we're having. So hopefully something will come up in this legislative session that'll address it.
Well, I know I've emailed all of our legislatures and never heard a word back from any of them, so I hope they're working on something. So, okay, that's all I have on them. Anybody else have anything? Don't forget to sign the book.
Just real quick on that.
Yes, sir.
Literally 15 minutes ago, he got an email. We did secure that grant from the Department of Homeland Security. 11-2, somewhere. So we did receive it.
Good.
Breaking news.
This came from, I can't open
I don't think.
it. No, I think that's bad. You need a chainsaw to get into it. Okay, anything else? Yes, sir.
Just wanted to hit on the bridge, doing the maintenance, again. I have uploaded all the projects in the computer, trying to get navigated through that. United has, basically signed an agreement. They will assist me, help me get everything imported and uploaded. We actually identified 12 projects throughout the county. 4 of those are basically in the Honda tipping area, that directly hit on Honda. I would like to be able to go to the tipping, Honda tipping, to get those 4 bridges covered. Okay. Altogether, I think it was a little bit under $4 million of total projects. If we get this, okay, it's an 80-20 match. Okay, the county would be responsible for 20. I think originally when I talked with you, Danny, we was probably looking around 750,000. But I think the split, I think it was 333 would be for the Honda tipping area, and then for the county would be 635, 40, something like that. So we'd be responsible for 20% match on those. But it's, I don't know if it's going to be a one and done deal. I know some of these bridges, we've kind of looked around at the age and identified the problems with them. I think this is something that can definitely help the county out. We preserve those bridges for another 10 years. I don't know if we'll get awarded all of them, but I definitely want to submit for everything. I know it's more work on my part because each bridge is a separate project. So that's more and more paperwork that I have to keep submitting, but I'm willing to do that just for an opportunity for us to get this grant. I guess I just wanted to retouch with the council. I mean, as far as funding, it's not, my budget's not going to be able to hold all that. I know the Cume Bridge fund is not that big, so I would probably need some help with that. I just wanted to, I guess, put that in your ear and just, I don't know, originally they talked, this wasn't gonna last for 5 years till 2028. When I talked to the program director, Michael Kales at Indianapolis NDOT, he said that if some of these people get these submitted and get awarded, he said they may let in 2 or 3 years, okay? If people got everything in place and they just go forward, they may just start letting them. So, Originally, I thought we were just gonna have 5 years where we could budget for this, but it sounds like they may jump a little bit quicker. So I guess I just wanted to re-mention that again. So with that being said, hopefully we'll get awarded what we're going after. I think it's a good deal.
Somebody's in the TIF district, so what you're
Yeah,
talking
there's 4 of them in the TIF. There's 2 of them on 421. There's one on Bandaddy Road, and I believe there's another one on 500.
And we meet tomorrow night. Tomorrow at 5:30. TIF board meets tomorrow at 5:30.
In the evening. Where do they meet?
Right here.
Okay.
So we'll be here at 5:30 tomorrow. You wanna bring your paperwork, let everybody look at it.
Okay.
Because you're still looking at, what, a year out?
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Brad will be there,
Okay.
so.
With bells on.
Pardon?
With bells on.
Okay,
Brad likes
Yeah.
to come to meetings.
yeah, so. That's what that money's really, somebody's supposed to be used to.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything? Make a motion to adjourn. Kenny makes a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
And seconds. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hey, Brian? Those your keys down there? I'll go follow up. You better show me.
Yeah.